going live now, and still all setting up, and I must get everything shared out that hopefully we can get a few people coming on and say hello, but I guess we'll just see what happens here. But anyways, wishing everybody a great day here, or great afternoon, great evening, and it's great to see everybody who's going to come in here, and hopefully we see a few people come in. And back down at the creek today, the weather's okay. Well, actually it's not a cloud in the sky at the moment, so back here, and doing another one down here by the creek here for once, so it should be interesting just to see who we get in, and hopefully we get a few people coming in wanting to share a few stories, and you know, share a few inspiring things, or also any troubles that anybody's going through. So it would be really wonderful to see everybody come on and to actually get a good attendance in a live stream for once. But then, yeah, it's hard to say, who knows. But anyways, we're here with a cup of coffee and just waiting to see who wants to come in and say hello. And of course I'll get all this shared out in a minute, and hopefully we get a few people coming across. I'll share it on my community tab and also onto my Facebook group. Sitting out here with a cup of coffee, and unfortunately my coffee's black because I'm out of milk, and won't be any of that until Monday. Milk and more coffee, and instant coffee at that. So but anyways, it is what it is, so never mind. And we're just sort of waiting to see who wants to come on here, and I'll get this all shared out, just in the hope that we do get somebody coming. So I'll share this on my community tab first, so hopefully we get a few people coming across, and we get a few people coming, we might even do a few shout outs as well, because it's always good to shout out some different channels and to help some other people along if possible. I haven't got my glasses on, I should go and get those. I will if I sort of get a lot of messages that I can't sort of read, because you know the print's a bit small and all of that. But anyways, we'll just see what happens and see who comes by, and of course we'll have a look at the creek and a look at the surroundings here, because everybody likes to see that. And of course we're in fall here, early fall, early autumn, so the weather pattern has changed, that it's not getting quite so hot anymore, thank goodness. We did have a hot day last week because it got up to 85, and that was a bit for me, but no more 90 degrees or 100 degrees, hopefully. But I guess we'll just see what happens on that. So it'll be interesting just to see who we get, and of course there's a few lives going on here too. I just saw Boots and Bounty alert coming up. I know Simply Jan's still running, so that's probably going to cut down on a few numbers. But we'll just see who comes by here. And still writing out a post here to share this on my community tab. So I'll get this shared out, and then I might just flip the cameras around and we'll go and have a bit of a look-see at what the creek's looking like. Because everybody likes these lives, not so much just listening to me yap away or looking at me, but to look at the surroundings and the creek. So that's all good. So I'll get this posted to community tab, and hopefully we can get a few people coming along. And I'll also get this posted onto my Facebook group, and hopefully we get a few people coming, and by the time I've got that done, hopefully we got a few people coming by. But you know, it's hard to pick these days just what we're going to get and who's going to come by. So hopefully we get a few people coming. But you know, we'll just see what happens, I guess. And I'd love to hear what everybody's been up to. So I'll just get a link pasted here in the chat, of course. And of course I'll remind everybody of the links down below. It would be wonderful if we could get a few people checking those out, but of course, you know, no obligation on that, of course. So I'll just get that here pasted. And of course, who do we have here at the moment? And of course, yeah, this is sort of hanging up a little bit, which, you know, it seems to do at times. Black coffee, lovely. But anyways, we're just sort of waiting to see who's going to come on, I guess. Of course, it seems like there's a few people walking up and down or running up and down the walking trail behind us, behind the creek. So, you know, you could hear a bit of background noise from all of that. And of course, I remind everybody, please check out the membership link, as I'd love to have some members on my channel. And memberships start at $5 US per month. And of course, when we have some members, I'll actually from time to time hold some member-only draws. And I'm very sorry for the traffic noise. I wish there'd be less of that and more of the bird noises. I love the bird noises and nature sounds. But there's not a lot we can do about that. So, you know, it's sort of what it is. But anyways, we're just sort of waiting to see who's going to come up, and we might just have a flip around and a look at the creek and see if we can see any ducks or fish or anything interesting. I only saw a couple of dirty old seagulls down here before, which less of them and more of the nice wildlife would be great. But we'll have a bit of a flip around and have a look at the surroundings anyways and just see what we can see. And I think I'll probably be on here for up to 2 hours. I don't think I'll go over 2 hours. And I'll also remind everybody of, I have a link down below in the description to my merchandise store. And of course this hoodie is an example of what's on there. And of course on there a whole range of colours, not just pink, but plenty of colours that would suit the guys as well as us ladies. And also I have bike shorts, leggings, t-shirts, stickers, cups, glasses, bags, a backpack and much more. So we'll just walk down here and we'll flip the cameras and we'll just have a bit of a look. And of course quite bright sunlight here when I walk out of the shade, so I hope the sunlight's not sort of bleeding out all the colours, which often does happen here. But giving you all a good look at the creek, and I know that quite a few people come on here to watch just to see these surroundings. And of course with everything that's gone on in the last 2.5 years, this creek has certainly been something that's kept a lot of us sane. The water's very low today. It's about 2 foot down lower than the high water level mark. So I don't know if it's rising or falling, and you sort of see a fair bit of the mud exposed here. Unfortunately I can't see any fish down there at the moment. Maybe with the low water level mark they're probably gone somewhere a bit safer with a bit more cover. But anyways, we'll just see what happens there, and hopefully we can certainly get some coming up sooner or later, and we'll get some in film and in screen. But that's one thing with the wildlife and the fish and that, you just never know. And it's all a bit of an unknown. So giving you all a look here. And of course on the other side of the creek is the public walking trail, and 400 yards back further behind that is the beach. And I know I keep saying it, I need to get some fishing gear and a fishing license, but YouTube hasn't sort of been kind enough to me for that yet, so still waiting on that one. Maybe if I had, you know, some videos go ballistic and, you know, got 1 million views or something, well then that might happen. But unfortunately I don't seem to get you know, the amount of views that I'd like, so I can't really see that happening. And even on my lives it's sort of been pretty quiet recently. I guess there's so many other people doing lives too, and I know most people can only be one place at a time, and of course if a more popular person or a more popular channel's live, well, you know, everybody's going to be over there, of course. But anyways, we'll flip the cameras back around and we'll just see who's coming in. And I do often wonder if sort of alerts get out too. Maybe they're not. And looking here in the bottom of the creek, I can see a fair bit of trash here again. So it's sort of unfortunate that people just drop their trash everywhere, and it gets washed into the creek and washed out to sea and whatnot. It just seems to be one of the things that happens these days, that people just toss their stuff and could care less where it ends up. So I know I often will be picking up a little baggie full of trash when I go out on the woodland trail myself, which, you know, a lot of us sort of do because otherwise, you know, places get pretty messy. But anyways, we'll flip this back around and I'll just see what messages I've missed and if anybody's come on. And of course, for those of you watching, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up. And much appreciated when you do share this out. And, you know, hopefully we get more people coming by then, and YouTube sharing my live streams and videos out a lot more, which, you know, I could certainly do with. And, you know, if you could share this out on your community tab, that's much appreciated. And I know Todd often shares my lives and posts out, so of course, big appreciation to Todd and much love to Todd. So I'm actually going to give Todd a shout out. So I'll just get his link up and we'll shout his channel out and show his channel some love. And of course, thank you so much, Todd, and it's much appreciated. So we're going to shout out. Todd said he's more concentrating on this channel now, Roundup Rodeo. So we're going to shout out Roundup Rodeo first up, and I'll show you his channel banner if it will show up. Just the way the light's shining, it can be pretty hard just to show these things. And I do badly need a tablet to run these from and to run a StreamYard from. I've got one in my wish list on Amazon, which I do have a link down below to that, but you know, I'll probably be waiting until YouTube's very kind to me before I do get a tablet. But I'll just get Todd's channel shared out, Roundup Rodeo, and of course on Roundup Rodeo, Todd has a lot of very interesting videos of different snakes that he catches, particularly rattlesnakes, but all sorts of different species. Also, he has insects and amphibians and other wildlife. So if you're interested in wildlife, please do check his channel out and give him a follow. It's well worth doing so. And me being a nature lover, I really enjoy watching Todd's channel. And he also does have some very interesting live streams that he has now started running from Roundup Rodeo, where he'll come on and discuss different subjects and different issues. And it could be like discussing subjects about wildlife or conservation, but also like subjects even as diverse as different filming equipment and, you know, editing and storage and all sorts of things that are really quite interesting for us YouTubers, and probably quite interesting for like people who are Instagrammers, TikTokers, Facebookers and the like as well. So we'll just paste his channel here and give him a big shout out. So if you can, please do check out Roundup Rodeo and Todd's channel and show him some love, and that would be much appreciated, and I'm sure Todd would appreciate that as well. Speaking of snakes, there's a young YouTuber who I think he started his channel within the last 6 months or so, and I think he's like about 15 or 16 years old, so only a young guy. And of course I love to you know, support the younger YouTubers. Oh, Rainy Steps, hi there, great to see you, and I'll get your channel link out in a little while as well and give you a shout out. But we're going to give a shout out to Connor of Connor's Curiosities, and he set up a few trail cams. He's got a few flip sites set up where he'll just flip over, you know, some piled up tin or logs or whatnot, and find different reptiles and different snakes under there, and he sort of set those up to attract like rats and mice that the snakes can catch, and you know, that hopefully would attract the reptiles. So you know, that's really a great initiative there from Connor, and he's also covering some fishing, and he has a walk around his family farm and just shows different features around his farm. So please do check out Connor's channel and show his channel some love, and that would be much appreciated also. So I'll just show you Connor's banner, and we'll run Connor's channel link and we'll give him a big shout out. So if you can, please do check out Connor's Curiosity and show his channel some love. Give him plenty of thumbs up also, and lots of nice comments, and tell him that Ariella sent you, and that would be much appreciated. So we'll just get Connor's link out here. So Connor's Curiosity, and sharing his link and giving him a shout out. Oh, this sun's getting bright. What's the current temperature here? I hope it doesn't get too hot. So we'll just bring that up and we'll just see what the current temperature is. So we're currently looking at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's saying the top is going to be 81. So of course if it gets to 81, this sweater will be gone real quick. I certainly hope it doesn't sort of get to that, and I certainly hope it doesn't get above that, because you know, I sort of I'm done with a lot of burning sunshine and hot weather for the year, and you know, really hoping that that's the end of that. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. And who do we have here at the moment? We did see Rainy Steps, so I'm actually going to get up your channel here, Rainy Steps, and we're going to give you a shout out. I've got alerts popping up here everywhere. Seems to be, you know, a time when everybody's going live and everybody's premiering their videos or dropping their videos, which you know, late afternoon, early evening in the States, you know, it's sort of a good time to do that, of course. So we have here rainy steps, and of course I'd love to see you put some videos up, rainy steps, and of course if you do put some videos up, I definitely would be sharing your videos and shouting you out. So we just run rainy steps this link, and a big shout out and appreciation there, of course. And of course a big part of these lives is just to shout out some others, and hopefully you know, everybody's channels can sort of do well, and you know, get more viewers and more friends. So just getting out your link here, rainy steps, and a big thank you for coming by here, and much appreciation. And just thinking who else I've got to shout out. There's always heaps to shout out, and hopefully if a few people come on here we can shout out a few more, and of course if you come on here we can shout out your own channels and share out your own channels. And of course, and if you've got any projects or videos coming up or lives coming up, you can always shout those out here as well. And of course anybody who'd like me to shout things out in my community tab, if you just drop me a message or drop me an email, or even you know, get onto me somehow, and I'm happy to do that as well. As you know, we always want some more posts in our community tabs, and if we can share out a few other channels in our community tabs, that's always a good thing to do as well. I'm going to shout out another young YouTuber. I know he's been very, very busy with schoolwork, but you know, he does make some really wonderful videos when he can, and he's only 7 or 8 years old, a very talented young chef. So you know, please do check his channel out. We're going to shout out Eric Premchand Jagdio, a very, very talented young chef. And he's got some wonderful cooking videos and wonderful recipes. So if we could get a few more people joining up and following his channel, that would be really, really brilliant. And I think he's count saying at 682 followers on his channel. So if we could get his channel shared out and get his followers over 700, that would be really, really, really brilliant. So just showing you Eric's banner there, and I'll share his link out. Unfortunately, comments aren't switched on, or it won't allow you to ring the bell on his channel, but I think that's due to his age, just the way things are. So it does sort of make things pretty hard to you know, interact on his videos. But Eric does come and watch my videos and comment. So of course, if he comes and watches your videos and comments, if you could reply in the comment that he's commented on your videos, just to give him some encouragement, that would be really, really wonderful. So we'll just get Eric's channel link shared out, and a shout out to Eric there. So bear with me. And this sun's getting rather bright here, and it's getting rather hard to read, so you've got to bear with me. on that. Last week was that I planted some garlic into a pot, and that's really starting to grow quite nicely as well. And I do have the video up on YouTube, so I'd love if a few people who are interested in gardening come across and read that. And I'll actually go and I'll grab the pot of garlic, and I'll just show you how that's coming along, because I'm sure a lot of you are interested in that. So I will go and get that in a minute and show you all how that's coming along, and hopefully you know, it's sort of a bit of encouragement for those who've never gardened before. And I haven't done much gardening for a long time. I did do a little bit when I lived in Southeast Asia. Of course, I had my own properties where I did that, so of course it's a lot easier, you know, my own homes. I'm in a rental at the moment, so it's pretty hard to do a lot, and it's sort of a bit discouraging to do a lot when you think, oh, we might sort of get kicked out and asked to leave at any time, and then you know, you think you've wasted all that money and expense and effort. So, you know, it's sort of pretty hard to do in a rental, of course. Of course, I could do more pots, but then if you've got to leave, well, then it's sort of, you know, you think, oh, I've got enough things to try and move, and then to try and move like a truckload of containered gardens as well could be quite a huge undertaking there. So it's sort of you know, a bit of a hassle, but of course, you know, my dream is to move to the United States and to have my own sort of patch of ground there, which would be absolutely lovely. You know, a small house or a cabin or something off-grid, you know, in the woods or in farmland or that sort of thing would be really, really lovely. And of course, I do have a GoFundMe link for that, and of course the hope of that YouTube takes off and I get some videos of, you know, millions of views, which would sort of help towards that end as well. But you know, it is what it is, and I do have a GoFundMe link down below in the description for that as well. I hope the sun's not bombing out everything here. We're sort of getting some weird shadows and whatnot, so bear with me on that. But I'm going to go and I'll just grab this potted garlic that I've got, and I'll give you all a look at that, because I know a few of you are interested to see that. Oh goodness me, some idiots out on the highway out that way. About, I don't know, 50 or 100 yards sort of the other direction is the highway, and there's always, you know, idiots driving up and down. You know, they can't just simply drive past, but have to make a lot of noise doing it. But that's sort of one of the things about being in a city and an urban environment. And as for me, I'm really, really, really over cities. You know, coming to this city has really, really soured me on cities. I've been here 5-6 years, and it's really just, you know, soured my view on cities, and, you know, pretty much sick of the rat race, I guess you could say. And I've lived in a couple of the biggest cities in the world, Jakarta, which, you know, it's basically nearly 30 million people in Greater Jakarta now, the population. But overall, it's a far friendlier city than Melbourne, and you know, of course there are some pockets in the city where, you know, no-go zones, but then all cities have those. But I find the city people there aren't quite so, in general, quite so disconnected from the country and, you know, rural areas and farming and forests and real, you know, the real world. Whereas you come here and most of the people are, you know, very, very, you know, self-centered and, you know, overrun by, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, and, you know, lost sight of, you know, where everything really comes from and the real world. So, you know, it's something I've sort of found very much so in this city. But anyways, we're going to go and get this garlic to show you, and I'll take this cup back because I've about drank the coffee. And of course, you know, with all the bugs and that around, I don't really want bugs and that flying into my cup. So I'll just take that away, and I'll probably come down with another cup later on in the chat if I need to. So just here with my potted garlic, and I hope it's coming up in screen. And it's certainly grown. This big, high, tall one was actually the same height as the smallest garlic when I potted it up when I planted it. And it's now like a good 6-7 inches in length, so it's really, really, really growing quite well. And I'd never tried growing garlic before like this in a pot, and I'd actually only had a few garlic plants in the past when I had my own house, growing in amongst my roses, as it was a great companion planting, and things, pests such as aphids and that, which, you know, really plagued roses, don't particularly like being around garlic. So but of course I love garlic and I often cook with it, so if I can grow some, all the better. And I've got some more that's sprouting that I might even go out and just plant around the garden beds and just see how it goes. I had tried before putting it in the garden beds and it wouldn't sort of grow, so I think that the soil here isn't really that good and that's suited to garlic. It is just here, it's a fairly poor sort of soil and it's fairly sandy, and of course, you know, being very close to the beach and the sea, it's probably you know, a lot of this ground is probably sort of on old sand dunes and the like. So, you know, pretty hard to grow certain things. Maybe the gardeners could tell me more about that. And I do follow quite a lot of homesteading channels, and of course I'm a wannabe homesteader. I'd love to homestead, and you know, I'd love to have like a few chickens, a pig, maybe a couple of cows, some goats, and you know, turkeys, ducks, all those sorts of things. I'd love to have those, and you know, a few more gardens, and of course, you know, a few woods or something like that. And of course, you know, if I could have like a bit of farmland or woodland that sort of was next to had a pond or a creek, that would be really, really ideal. And of course, you know, I could sit out by the creek and do cooking good by the creek videos, and it would be lovely to be in the countryside to do all of that, where you know, I'm not that close to traffic and neighbours that sort of disturb my filming. So you know, that's a big dream of mine, and you know, to be in the States doing that with 4 real seasons, you know, the beautiful fall with maples turning red and ashes and birches and oaks and all those beautiful trees changing colours in the fall, and then you know, a real winter with you know, good snowfalls. It has snow cover all through the winter, and you know, it's all beautiful views. And of course, you know, could go out and do some winter camping, of course, in the snow, and a bit of bushcrafting, and you know, camping, and a bit of hiking, and all those interesting subjects that really, you know, things that I love. And of course, you know, I'd love my channel not to be seen just as a cooking channel, because I do have a lot of interests other than cooking. I do enjoy cooking, but you know, when I cook, it's not sort of such the popular genre on YouTube, because I prefer to do my cooking videos more as a cooking tutorial, you know, that sort of teaches people who'd like to learn more about cooking, and you know, show a few different techniques and share a bit of knowledge, and you know, share the recipes so that in a way that almost anybody could make my recipes, you know, compared to most you know, cooking videos what you see on YouTube. They're sort of pretty high on just the eye candy aspect of things, and that sort of thing, but they don't really show much on techniques or ingredient lists or amounts or tips or anything like that. So of course, you know, a lot of people who watch those aren't really watching to learn how to cook, but are probably watching more for like meal ideas, meal planning, recipe ideas, and that sort of thing. That they can see a beautiful video of you know, somebody making a let's say a lasagna, for example, and then they can think, oh yeah, lasagna, that would be nice to have for supper one night this week, and you know, let's go and look up a recipe for that after they've watched the video, and you know, get a few meal ideas. So you know, a lot of those videos, I guess you could say, are more like you know, the cooking videos, more like meal planning videos and that sort of thing, and awareness videos of different dishes and different foods, instead of actual how-to tutorials. And I know a lot of people will watch my live here later, so you know, if you do watch my live later, I really thank you, and I really appreciate you. And of course, if possible, please do run the chat replay after, and you know, just click on the channel links that I share, and show the channels who I shout out a bit of love. Anyways, I've yapped on enough for a little while, so a 5-minute break from yapping. We'll just have a bit of a look at the creek and the surroundings. Oh, we've been going 45 minutes. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. And when you're running your mouth, yapping away. So we'll just have a bit of a look here and see what we can find. And hopefully we see something interesting out here. Of course, with the bright sunshine, it makes it a bit difficult. So we seem to always see more, generally if it's a cloudy day. I guess, well, you know, the fish come out and the ducks come out because it's not so bright, and probably a bit safer for them because they're not seen from so far away by, you know, the different predators and the like. Oh, I can see a couple of like minnows, very tiny fish down in the creek, but of course I don't think they're going to show up in the water, unfortunately. And I'm just waiting for the tide to turn and the water level to raise. Because this creek always looks a lot prettier when it's higher water level, of course. You know, when the mud's under the water at the side of the creek, it does look a lot better. And sometimes the mud sort of starts to smell pretty bad when it's low water level mark as well. So high water level mark's always preferable. And of course somebody flying over. There's always lots of that here these days. And of course that's quite annoying if I'm down sort of trying to make a cooking video down here. And I think most of my viewers who are also YouTubers can certainly you know, identify with that going on. So giving you all a good look here. Oh, there's ducks in the distance, but they're not going to come up near here, I don't think. Always seems to be when cameras are rolling that the ducks and the wildlife are all sort of gone. Maybe they're all a bit camera shy. So giving you all a good look around here, and then we'll go and sit back down, and I'll share something that during the week inspired me. So I'll have to go up and get the Bible, and I'll read that text out that inspired me, of course. So I'll share that, and you know, maybe it'll give some inspiration and some comfort to others. So of course I'll share that. and I should share more of these things in my videos, of course, and live streams. So, you know, I'm going to start to try and remember just to, you know, share, you know, a few articles of faith as well, and hopefully, you know, give some hope and comfort to others. So I'll just flip the cameras and I'll put this back down and I'll go up and I'll get the verse and read that out to you all. And then we'll probably give a few more shout outs to some different channels. And of course speak of a few different issues that sort of, you know, affects us all, and something that really annoyed me this morning again. I'll share that with you all as well. So give me a minute and I'll be back down here. And of course a big thank you to Jaya and Stanley for the gift of my Bible when I was baptised a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't had a Bible of my own for many, many years. Just reading off Bible apps on mobile devices. But it's certainly really, really lovely to have one of my own. It doesn't look like I've missed any messages so far. Things are pretty quiet today, but anyways, never mind. I'm going to share a passage that really inspired me during the week. And so today I'm going to share Psalm 20. Because these are certainly very troubling times for so many of us, and so often we sort of get bound up in our troubles, and we don't call on the one who could really, really help us and knows all our troubles. He knows our troubles before we speak, but I think he just waits and would like us just to speak of our troubles with him, and you know, just to remember him in our lives, good times and of course in bad times, but not to forget to thank him and praise him in good times. So I'm going to read out Psalm 20. So we have here Psalm 20. May the Lord answer you in the day of trouble. May the name of the God of Jacob defend you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and strengthen you out of Zion. May he remember all your offerings and accept your burnt sacrifice. May he grant you according to your heart's desire and fulfill all your purpose. We will rejoice in your salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He will answer him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They have bowed down and fallen, but we have risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, may the King answer us when we call. So sharing that, and hopefully, a few of my listeners will get some inspiration from this psalm, and remember the Lord in your times of trouble, but also remember the Lord in your times of joy as well, and to praise the Lord. But anyways, I'll just go and I'll run this back inside, somewhere a bit safer for it. And we'll speak of a few more issues, give a few more shout outs, and I think I might grab myself another cup of coffee because I'm getting a bit of a dry throat from talking so much. So I just thought I'd share this one with you all, and with my YouTube live streams, my non-StreamYard live streams, I'll try and share something from the Lord's Word, of something that's just inspiring. Just seeing here a message. Calvin James, hi there Calvin, and thank you so much for coming by, and I really appreciate you watching, Calvin. Thank you so much for coming by, and when I come back I'll give you a shout out to your channel as well. So I'll just go and run this back, and I'll shout your channel back in a minute. I'll just get another cup of coffee too, so I'll be a couple of minutes and then I'll be back down here and to give you a shout out. So back down here with another cup of coffee, and we'll get Calvin's channel up and we'll give Calvin a big shout out. And this coffee's hot, so yeah, bear with me on that. So I'll just get Calvin's channel up and we'll give Calvin a shout out. And Calvin speaks about different issues in adoption. So I'll just show you Calvin's banner and we'll give him a shout out. I don't know if he's got any videos on this channel, but I'll give you a shout out, Calvin. And if you could share your channel with me that you have on adoption, that would be great. And I'll just run his link and we'll give him a big shout. So I'll just get up Calvin's link and give him a shout out. I hope I'm spelling this right. Very bright sunlight and pretty hard to read the screen, of course. So just getting his link shared out, and a big thank you to Calvin for coming by. And of course, adoption is a subject that I often do speak about because being an adoptee and, you know, having my family roots legally obliterated is really quite traumatic. And as human beings, we all like to know where we come from. And of course, you know, my thoughts to all these wannabe adopters is just to consider what you're doing what you're doing to the child when you have the birth certificate changed, and you know, cutting the child off from his or her roots. And you know, it's just a big reminder that us as humans like to know where we come from. I mean, why is the DNA site so popular, and why is genealogy so popular? We all like to know our true family history. We've got Angel come down, my housemate's little doggy. She's just come down and she's just having a wander around, so she's having a bit of fun. She's only just photo bombed now. Actually, she's you know, she's stayed out of the frame so far.
Angel, come on.
So, you know, the frame's probably a bit narrower than what she realised when she was wanting to photo bomb, but she's sort of out of the frame.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
my thoughts to wannabe adopters is you always adopt a child into your family, but what of the child's true family? Why don't you open your doors and hearts to the child's mum or dad, grandparents, siblings, or whatever? You know, by all means care for the child, but don't change the birth certificate, and don't legally cut the child off from his or her family, as I think that's a great tragedy and is really quite an abomination, actually. So you know, just to keep that in mind. But anyways, I've only just brought that subject up because Calvin came on here. It wasn't sort of my main idea of discussion for today, so just brought that up in Darcy. Another topic of discussion that I'm going to bring up is these social media promoters. I get inundated with those on Facebook and Instagram, and it's really just not welcome, and I actually find their approaches to be really quite nasty and disheartening, and you know, it breaks your morale actually what they say, and you know, when they show pictures of everybody's channel or your channel and have highlighted and circled low view rates, low subscribers, and all that sort of thing. I think it's really, really, really bloody disgusting, to put it bluntly. And these people need to get a life and stop being predators and stop being parasites on creators. And of course, you know, they seem to have an account or whatever on Facebook or Instagram, and then it gets taken down pretty quickly. So you know, it's telling you that Facebook and Instagram are actually shutting down their profiles and blocking their profiles, and of course, you know, when that happens, they go and make another one and another one, and it's always the same cut and paste message that they're sending us. And here's an example of one that I got this morning. I mean, this dude needs to be called out. He's been blocked. Don't know if you can see here, the sun's sort of shining brightly, but I mean, there we go. A great big long spiel. And then, you know, the cheek of even, you know, screenshotting your own, you know, my own banner, and then circling. All low retention rates, low views, low subscribers, and all of that. And it's really morale breaking what they do. And these people are promoting services that break all of YouTube's terms of services. There is no way that they can, you know, offer somebody thousands of views and thousands of subscribers and thousands of watch hours. They are obviously, they're using bots and the like to do that sort of thing. And I would steer clear of them, and it needs all of us on the YouTube community just to speak out against these parasites and to expose them for what they are. And of course, you know, if nobody used them and nobody gave them money, they would disappear and move on to another target. And you know, they're pretty much targeting YouTubers, TikTokers, you know, people who are doing Instagram reels and influencers on Instagram and influencers on Facebook and the like. And a big thing, they all seem to have fiber on their profile through Fiverr, which I find the site Fiverr, Fiverr, to be quite a red flag. And as soon as I see somebody as a shrill for Fiverr, I sort of block them pretty quickly. So I just thought I'd bring that subject up and, you know, continue to speak out against these charlatans and parasites. You certainly don't need to give them any money, and YouTube really, it's basically a lot of hard work and there's no real shortcuts. you know, some people get it lucky, but usually there's no real shortcuts, and it's all to do with the amount of work that you're prepared to put in, you know, with filming and editing and live streaming and putting content up, you know, regularly and all that sort of thing. And also, you know, networking with other people on the platform and making friends and building a community on the platform. And of course, you know, these fake ways of trying to, you know, advance yourself on YouTube's not a very good way to go, and best to steer, you know, clear of all that sort of rubbish. And, you know, like this idiot DMDbo or whatever he calls himself, sent you a friend request. Well, no thanks. Block him. I don't want to be his friend. He's obviously just wanting to get onto my Facebook page and in my Facebook group, and you can be sure that you know, that he's just going to troll along with all the different creators who are on my Facebook group as well, and, you know, just to hit their messenger and, you know, disturb them as well, and disturb others who, you know, like or comment or whatever on my posts. So, you know, to any of these social media SEO experts who are watching, just a warning to you all, just stop with that, and, you know, a reminder to other creators that these people are absolute poison, and just to avoid them as much as possible, and, you know, block them, and do not consider using their services, because they'll only give you grief and only waste your money, and you know, you could even get your channel shut down or demonetized, or, you know, all those sorts of things from using those services. Anyways, we're going to have a bit of a look around at the creek again and show everybody the surroundings. And then I don't know how much longer we'll go. It just depends who's coming on, and hopefully we get a few people coming on, but things are pretty quiet today. And I'll just show you the garlic again, and I know a few people would be interested to see how my chilies are going, so I'll actually show you those as well. Got a few starting to ripen, so just to keep all of that in mind. But we'll have a flip around on the cameras and just see who's coming. And it seems like my Wednesday StreamYard might be run outside somewhere. More problems from being at a rental, and you know, I just want to get out of here and get to the States. I've sort of just had it enough with this country, to tell you the truth. But we'll have a flip around and a look at the creek and the surroundings. But I must say, it sort of really it really annoys me with that all the time going on. You know, landlords and realtors and goodness knows what, and I've got plenty of work to be getting on with, and things to film, lives to run, videos to edit, and got all that going on, and I can't sort of do what I need to do. So of course, you know, it's always good to have a bit of a rant against that, and I just, you know, praying and hoping that I can get out of here and get back to the States and get to a better life. So giving you all a look around here at the creek, and the sun's really, really bright and not a cloud in the sky, so it's not really the best for filming or running a live stream because the sun's just, you know, bombing out or bleeding out all the colours, so it is what it is, I guess. Well, I see a few minnows down here in the water, but no big fish. And of course, you know, the way the sun's reflecting, I'd never pick them up in camera, I'm afraid. And people running and walking up and down the walking trail on the other side of the creek. And giving you all a good look here. The water level's still pretty low. I don't know if it's going up or coming down. I hope it's going up and hope we're past the lowest tide. As it certainly does look a lot prettier down here when the creek is full. And yeah, I'll just point this camera down to the water, but I'm sure you won't sort of see anything in the water. There's only a few very tiny minnows, so and I guess we won't sort of see any sort of better fish unless the clouds sort of cover and we get a bit higher water. So yeah, just over there is where the walking trail goes on the other side of the creek. And 400 yards further back behind that is the beach, which is part of Port Phillip Bay. And for those who don't know, I'm currently situated at the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. But praying that before the end of the year I can relocate to the United States. And of course it's a dream of mine to live in the US, and I'd love somewhere like the northern states. Montana of course is beautiful, you know, the mountain states. You've also got like Idaho, South Dakota, and of course I've got quite a lot of friends and followers in those states. I also have a real love of Maine and the New England area, and even, you know, like Pennsylvania. All very beautiful places, and of course I love the fall colours in the New England area, so you know, that's something that I'd really love to see a lot of too. And you know, just to see the seasons change like that, and you know, such a blaze of colours when all the maples are, you know, out in colour before they drop their leaves, and you know, seeing nice beautiful snowfalls and snow cover, and seeing a real white Christmas. You know, it's sort of what I really, really love. And you know, these upside down seasons aren't for me. You know, March, it should be spring, not fall. And of course, you know, Christmas should be in winter and not summer. And of course, June, July, August should be your summertime, not winter. It's all sort of crazy and upside down, and I just want to get to where the seasons sort of run true to the calendar and not, you not be upside down, so to speak. But anyways, we'll flip the cameras back around. There's no fish coming up here and no ducks coming up here that we can have a look at. So I'll flip the cameras back around. We'll go back to where we were sitting. I'll give you a look at my garlic again, and I'll go and get my chili plant and give you a look at that. We'll do a couple more shout outs and then we'll call it a day down here, and of course I've got a few more things to get on with for YouTube, and you know, I'll wish everybody, you know, a really good day and a really great weekend until my next video upload and my next live stream. So I'll just see if I've missed any messages here, and hopefully I'm in frame here. You move the camera around, it gets a bit hard to sort of keep up with if you've got things in frame, and I hope I'm not cutting my head off here with this thing. We'll just see what happens here. And who do we have here watching us? And of course I'll remind everybody, smash that thumbs up. We definitely need this to be shared out a lot more. And of course, you know, if everybody smashes the thumbs up, we'll get things shared out more on YouTube, and hopefully, you know, get a few more friends and a few more views and all of that. We can certainly do with those things. So I'll have another mouthful of coffee. I'll show you this garlic, and then I'll go and get my chili plant and I'll show you that. We'll do a couple more shout outs and then we'll call it a day. I think we've been running at about an hour and 27, so we might cut things off at an hour and 45, unless we get a heap of people coming in. Oh, and I'll have to give this a bit of a water. It's feeling a little bit dry too. With the bright sun, it certainly does dry things out. But this chili, when I planted Arielle-Viking, this garlic, when I planted it, this big one was only about half an inch tall, and we're now looking at a good 6 to 8 inches tall. It's really taken off. And the others were just tiny sprouts out of each garlic clove, and they've all come along really, really nicely. So definitely I'll be doing this one again with garlic. And garlic, of course, is something that I do like to cook with and use a fair bit of. And of course, if you get sprouted garlic like this, or it sprouts, I definitely would consider planting it, and so that you don't waste it, and you'll even save some money by growing your own. So I'll just go and run this back up, and I'll go and get my chili plant down and show you that one. So certainly growing along quite well, and got a couple here starting to ripen, and it's certainly covered with a lot of chili peppers, so it's really growing quite nicely. And this one's heavy, so I'll go and run it back up, and I'll give them all some water. So giving those all a good watering while I think of it, and of course the lace decides to come undone. I love these New Balance shoes that I've got, but I've had them like a couple of years now, and they've lasted well, but the biggest thing with these is I found the laces are apt to come undone on these ones, so that's a bit of an issue. I do really need a new pair, but you know, that'll be waiting until YouTube's kind as well, and I like New Balance, so I'd probably go with those again. Anyways, just having a look to here to see what I've missed. And it doesn't look like I've missed anything. Everything's sort of fairly quiet. Never mind, never mind. I'll remind everybody who's watching and who watches after the event of the links down below in the description. I have a donation link, which is Streamlabs. If anybody would like to help my channel out in that way, and that's much appreciated, anybody who does so there. And that link's called Streamlabs. I also have a link to my merchandise store. I should go and grab some more of my merchandise to show you. I haven't got them on today. I probably should have. And this one came yesterday. Bike shorts, and of course these are on my Kitty Bang Bang range, which you can find on my Teespring merchandise store. And of course I have a couple of other designs of bike shorts as well, such, you know, I also have leggings, a few different designs there. Hoodies such as this one that I'm wearing, and of course they're printed front and back. A few different designs for guys and also for us ladies, and a whole range of colours. I also have t-shirts, some phone covers, some cups, stickers, glasses, a wine goblet, bags, a backpack, so plenty of different things there. So please go and check that out. And I have the link down below, and it's situated on Teespring. And those bike shorts, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Where they're made, it says they're made in the United States. Oh, Desert Fun for All. Hi there, Jim. Long time no see. And great to see you. And I think you've been rather busy, I'd say. So really, really great to see you, Jim. I don't know where Hope is today, but I think she's been rather busy too with her studies and, you know, end of term exams and tests and all sorts of things like that. So I think she's been pretty busy there, so haven't seen her today. Dustin came up, was one day last week in one of my lives. I saw him drop a comment or two to say hello. I haven't sort of seen much of him lately. He's probably been quite busy. I haven't seen Care Bear for a while. Whether alerts get out on my lives, I don't know. So anybody with a social media like Facebook or anything like that, please do share it out. And anybody with community tabs, please do share these out too, and hopefully we get a few more people coming. Oh wow, Jim, just got back home from vacation. Wow, where did you go? And I'll remind everybody just to smash the thumbs up as well, and hopefully things get shared out a lot more. And where YouTube shares my content, I know sometimes I have a little survey. Is this a good recommendation? Please say it is and give me all the you know, the 5 stars, or you know, the best recommendation that you know, tell them that it's really an excellent recommendation, because then hopefully they'll share things out for me a lot more as well. Anybody who's here, I'll also ask you just to catch up with some of my recent videos. I have a short one, a thunderstorm one. I'd love you all to check that one out. I did show you my garlic that I potted, and I actually have a video on that when I potted that one up. And one of my chili, so my chili pepper, so it'd be great if you could go and watch those and share those ones out too. My latest couple of cooking ones, a shrimp gado and a cheap satay curry. I forget the name of the cheap satay curry, but it's the last video that I've put up. Oh well, that sounds great. Jim went to Iowa to see your grandson and celebrate his first birthday. Wow, that's awesome. And congratulations to your grandson on his first birthday, and of course congratulations to his parents and to you also. And it's really lovely to see and lovely to hear about. and I'm always wanting to shout out a few channels and then I forget, so please bear with me there. The light's getting a bit funny to sort of really share banners and to share channels, so I might do more of that, the ones that I want to catch up with on Wednesday evening. Or, you know, my Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening live, and it's looking like I'm having to go outside to do that again, which, you know, really does give me a headache and really, you know, all I can say is bloody realtors and bloody landlords. You know, I've got things I want to do and jobs I've got to do and work I've got to do for my YouTube channel, and I've got to get out just because they're coming, and you know, it gets really, really, really frustrating and angering, if you know what I mean. So, you know, if anybody would like to share out that link I have down below for that GoFundMe, that also would be much, much, much appreciated, because, you know, that's set up just to try and help get me to move to the States as well, and to, you know, move to a far nicer country, you know, the United States, and a far better life, meaning, you know, off-grid and away from the city and away from neighbours and away from realtors and landlords and all that sort of crap. So, you know, it would be really, really brilliant if you could all share that out. And if you could all share out my videos everywhere. And yes, some idiot flying around again. That's also frustrating that I'm trying to film. Yes, absolutely, Jim. Yes, as you said, we need to get you in the US. Yes, that's so, so, so true. And, you know, of course, different things that I like to do, I can do in the States where I can't sort of do them here. You know, nanny, you know, the powers that be in this state don't allow. But, you know, I'd love to have my channel as sort of being homesteading and outdoors. Not just be seen as a cooking channel. As, you know, I like to get out of the kitchen and, you know, do a few other things. And also, if I cook outdoors, I like to do that as well. You know, some campsite cooking and camp meals and that sort of thing. I really enjoy doing those things. And it's a bit hard to do here. And as sort of where I live, I'm sort of far from a lot of nice areas where you can sort of camp. You know, all the parks and gardens and whatnot around here are all not camping, no camping allowed, and of course you don't sort of really want to camp at these locations because of a lot of the population around such places as well. You know, some of the people hanging around, you know, the woods and woodland trails here after dark are certainly not safe to be anywhere near. But anyways, you know, that's what it is. We might just have another look around the creek here, and I think we've been running an hour and 45, and I was sort of going to cut it off at that, but we sort of got to, you know, one or two come in here, and Jim, you've come in here, so we will run for a few more minutes, and we'll have another look at the creek. I'll remind everybody of the links down below in the description, a donation link, there's an Amazon wish list link, a GoFundMe link, and also a link to my merch on Teespring. And I've only got good words for Teespring. I actually ordered these a couple of months back, and DHL, their delivery partner, lost the package. So Teespring actually sent me out and made me another pair and sent them out. So I've ended up with 2 pairs of leggings, because the other pair just came recently after Teespring sent the replacement. So you know, if you have an issue with delivery, that your goods aren't being delivered from my merchandise store or from other people's merchandise stores, oh, excuse me, too much talking, on other merchandise stores who are using Teespring, Teespring will do the right thing by you and will send you a replacement. And I know I missed a message here for the gym. And yeah, this thing's overheating. The sun's so bright out here. Oh yes, Jim, you're cooking now. Awesome. So what are you cooking? I'll just put this upside down and cover it, and I'll drink the rest of my coffee, and we'll have another look at the creek, and then we might sort of call it a day before I overheat all my devices. And we certainly don't want to do that, so we'll have a flip around and a look at the creek. And of course this sun's too blasted bright out here, and it's getting hot. I should have set up under this tree here, but you get a few too many skeeters under here. They seem to like the shade as well. Well, I think the creek water level's starting to rise a little bit, so that's good to see. So we must have been right at low tide when we started. It was 2 foot down lower than the usual or higher water level mark. I think it's probably come up about an inch or something. But giving you all a look around here, a look around the creek. Looking at the timer, we've been going about 1 hour and 50, so we might just make it a 2-hour live stream and cut things off in 10 minutes time. As it's always good if I can to get a round number on that. And then of course I've got to go and think of some more videos to work on. And you know, think of some more content. I've probably got to write some recipes to do some more cooking videos. I haven't filmed a cooking video for a few weeks, and the one I put up last week was actually filmed about 2 or 3 weeks before. You know, I'm having to be out a lot because of realtor coming and landlords coming and tradespeople coming and all of that. I don't sort of get cooking videos filmed as much as I'd like to. Oh, hamburger, chili, cheese, fries. Wow, that sounds interesting. and sounds really, really delicious. I saw some ducks earlier, but they're way in the distance. Actually, they're swimming this way, so we might even get them in frame here. If we can, I'd love to get them. Oh, they're off. They saw the camera, I think. They're a little bit camera shy. Anyways, you did get a quick look at them. And of course, at the other side of the creek is the public walking trail. And 400 yards further back behind the public walking trail is the beach. And of course the beach is part of Port Phillip Bay for those of you who are interested. And you could always Google Port Phillip Bay if you're interested. And of course we've got somebody coming down here in a kayak. I guess you could say it's a nice day for doing that as well. Oh, we've got all sorts. Kayaks and those paddle boards. So, you know, I guess you could say it's the right weather for that. You know, not rainy and not windy. So, you know, really, really good weather for that. Once they're gone, I'll just show the camera again. As I'm sure they probably don't want to be in a YouTube live stream, but you know, they've certainly picked a good day to do that along here, and you do get a few people come up and down the creek here on kayaks and the like. For me, I'd love some fishing gear, but YouTube hasn't been kind enough to me for that, so that won't happen for a fair while, I don't think. You know, unless I got a few donations or a video went crazy on YouTube, crazy ballistic viral, it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. Anyways, we'll flip this back and I'll go and sit back down where we were and see if I've missed any messages, and we'll wind down this live stream in a few more minutes and call it a day. As it's certainly not getting any cooler out here. The sun's getting brighter, and I don't really want to get sunburnt. And in this location, it's sort of a place where you can get sunburned very, very, very quickly. Oh, we've got some weird shadows here too. So I'm definitely wanting the cooler months to come here soon, that you know, we lose those crazy shadows. You know, that it's somewhere that's sitting you know, just in the one shadow or out of the shadow. And of course, yeah, this thing, it keeps shutting down. It's not too hot, so I'm missing messages. Crazy thing. Well, Jim, every day or almost every day is a good day to get outside, I know, and you know, to be somewhere away from the city is really good too, if you could. Oh, well, Jim, while I was in Iowa, my son and I fixed 2 tomahawk steaks. Huge and delicious. Wow, yeah, that really does sound delicious. And of course, I do have a plan, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I would love to do a camping video and to cook something up over a campfire, like a tomahawk steak or something like that, but I sort of can't afford to do that at the moment, and I've got to get some camping gear and the like, which I can't afford at the moment. I haven't sort of camped for years, and it's something I'd love to do, and it's something that I miss doing. And of course it would be something, you know, to do some camping videos. I would really, really love to do. Yeah, $35 a piece, and you're lucky to get it for $35. Here for a tomahawk steak, you're looking at about double that, about $70 a piece. So it's sort of not going to happen in a real hurry. But I would love to do a tomahawk steak cook-up. It's something I'd really love to do on my channel. And I'd love to do a Wagyu steak cook-up as well. You know, a Wagyu sirloin. But for good Wagyu sirloin, you're looking at about $55, $60 per pound. So that's not going to happen either because of the price of it, but I'd love to do it. And of course, you know, if we had some butcher shop watching here that wanted to sponsor that, that would be brilliant. And of course, you know, I could give your butcher shop or, you know, butchery company or whatever a shout out. That would be really, really brilliant. But anyways, we're coming up to 2 hours here, so I think we're going to cut this off, and I'm going to get in out of this sun. So whoever's here, I'll give you, you know, 5 minutes just so you can say hello, goodbye, and all of that. Unless somebody came across and gave us a love raid and we got heaps and heaps and heaps of people coming in. And then I'd probably just have to go and move this out of the sun. Oh, I see that you dropped a message and I can't sort of read it from afar, so I'll have a look here. Yeah, Wagyu steaks, they were $50 a pound, but it looked amazing. Yeah, it does really, really look amazing, and it's something I'd really like to try, and something I'd love to cook up and have a review on, you know, a food review on my channel. A great subject for a video is Wagyu steak worth $50 a pound sort of thing. And, you know, cook it up side by side with a prime or a choice sirloin and just compare the two. It would certainly make for a very, very interesting video, and, you know, of course if I cooked them up outdoors would be even better. You know, if I could cook them up over a campfire and have a side-by-side comparison, it would really make for a brilliant video and brilliant subject matter. You know, is this Wagyu sirloin worth $50 per pound? would be a brilliant, brilliant subject matter for a video. Anyways, I think we just had somebody look in and then look out again, so we might sort of cut it off pretty soon here and call it a day, I think. Get out of this sun before I get sunburnt and before I melt. Even though it's fall here, the sun is still pretty bright and pretty intense. Not as bad as it was a month or so back, but it's still a bit extreme to be out in. I'll just refresh this and just see what the thermometer's telling me. Yeah, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely time to cut it off here, and of course get rid of this sweater and get in under shade and call it a day. And wish everybody a wonderful weekend, of course. Yeah, it sounds amazing there, Jim. The tomahawk steak, so tender and amazing. Yeah, wow. And it's something I haven't ever really tried, a tomahawk. I mean, I've had the, is it a round steak or fillet steak or whatever comes out of the tomahawk? What I've had. But I'd like to have it on the bone as a tomahawk. I think it'd be brilliant. Oh yes, 78 in Arizona today, Jim, where you are. Yeah, 77. It's starting to get too warm for me, and I've got to get out of the sun. And I hope there's a weather change on the way, and we get some cooler weather, because I don't really like the hot sun much, and the older I get, the less I like it. So, of course, a big reminder to everybody who's watching, share my content out, and, you know, share the absolute heck out of it. But hopefully I can get a lot of views, and, you know, if I had some videos go viral, it would be really wonderful, and it would sort of help get me out of here and help get me back to the States. Also, share the heck out of that GoFundMe, and all of that would be brilliant. But anyways, I'm going to wish everybody a wonderful weekend. Take care. God bless. And until next time, bye-bye.